My wife Susan and I are the owners of Body and Soul Fitness, located in the Nylon Capital Shopping Center in Seaford. And the most often used catchphrase in our house is, "Hey, I have an idea. Let's open a gym." And I'll come back to that in a little while. But let's talk about this gym. Body and Soul Fitness is truly an innovative approach to fitness. Let's explore why. We planned this gym to be part of the fabric of our community and to be a facility that can really change lives. And that is a tall order for a gym. But let's talk a little bit about how we do that. For the next few months, we are all going to be inundated, all of us here and everybody, with advertisements for either fitness equipment or for a self-help fitness program or a gym membership or something like that, because this is the time of year, especially January 1st, when we make New Year's resolutions and say, we're going to do it this year, right? How many of us have made those resolutions and been frustrated with the results? How many of us have made the resolutions and never done it? Okay, we're all in the same boat. We either don't like it, we don't have the discipline to do it by ourselves, or who can afford a personal trainer to keep them on track? You know, everybody in Hollywood has their personal trainer, but we can't. So that's where this gym comes into play. We have, first of all of the stuff that most gyms are going to have. We have the group exercise programs, body pump, spinning, Zumba, yoga, body flow. These are all things I didn't even know what they were a year ago. And some of them I still don't. We even have a youth program for children for sports training. And we also have a children's program for youth called Born to Move for very, very young. And we've very recently developed, with the help of Nanacoke's bariatric program, one that Tom Brown brought in just recently, to develop a special weight loss exercise program for that. That's part of being part of the community. Boxmaster is a really cool thing. If you, it's part of one of our training programs that if you really have aggressions, there's a machine that you can take it out on. But it's actually very good fitness. The truth is, those are the things that only make us a little different. But behind this curtain here is what we call our secret sauce. It's called the Training Zone. We licensed a platform called Alloy. And in this Alloy platform, this is all functional training. It's in a turf room, and there's a whole lot of really cool toys, like ropes, kettlebells, suspension, sleds, steps, medicine balls, again, things I didn't know what they were a year ago. But functional training is basically working all parts of your body at the same time, and in doing so, you're getting cardio, you're getting strength, and you're getting mobility. But you're actually working with a trainer. So what we're doing is we're selling, instead of having a personal trainer, we're selling training memberships. And we first of all get you interested in this by offering a personal training experience for the first month. And most everybody that has tried this has gone on to join and become a training member of our gym. So you're no longer thinking about hiring a personal trainer. You're no longer thinking about whether or not you can afford to hire a personal trainer. Now you have one basically at your beck and call every day. And you're doing this either in a large group setting or a small group setting, or if you want to, one-on-one, depending on the membership you buy. But here's what happens. People get in there, and you get in a class, and you start one of these training exercises or routines, and you're working with a group of people. It might only be one more person in the class, or there might be 10 people in the class. Just depends on what time of day, what class, and how many are in there. But you all of a sudden get really motivated because there's somebody next to you that's working equally as hard, or you're trying to encourage them, or they're encouraging you, or the trainer's encouraging all of you. But it gets very contagious. And all of a sudden when you're done and you have big high fives with everybody, you start talking about, were you coming Tuesday night? No, I can't come till Wednesday night. Well, maybe I'll wait and come Wednesday night so I can do it with you again. But you get this group dynamic, and people really enjoy it. And we're already starting to develop groups of people that want to come at the same time and work out together. So that's the secret. It isn't rocket science, but it is dealing with human dynamics. And we all do better when we're working with our peers. It's really, our model is based on a really novel concept. We want you to come to the gym. Most gym models want to sell memberships, and they really don't want you to come. They just want your money. But we want you to come, and we want results. So we've created a welcoming space for people that are not typically gym members. I mentioned that we want to be part of the fabric of the community. And so what we have to do there is we have to go out into the community and bring it in. We've already done that. Before we ever opened, we had a Thanksgiving turkey trot last year, and we're doing another one this year. Last year it benefited the Breast Cancer Coalition. This year it's going to benefit the Ronald McDonald House. And we've supported chamber events like the Live for Chocolate Festival. And look, we are in Sussex County. We grow a lot of watermelons. Watermelons are healthy. So let's have Watermelon Wednesdays in the summer and give watermelons out to our members, thanks to Baldwin Farms that donated watermelons to us. So, you know, we have to integrate the fabric of the community into the gym and bring it in. Talking about I actually do know what that eye thing is, or that Apple thing, but we don't have a marketing budget. No small business has a marketing budget like an iWatch or like a 6S or whatever it may be. But we have to get creative, and every small business has to do this. And there are a lot of ways where you can get free advertising through social media today. Facebook, Instagram, again, I don't really know what they are, but I can say them. And, but we've done a lot of other things that are not too expensive, trying to target the local presence. You know, billboard at a restaurant where you go in and you get the placemats, and you can, every time you eat, you have to look at our ad. Which is kind of a good reminder. Then there's newspaper, radio, health fairs, and actually we've started using paid Facebook, which is turning out to be very targeted and very productive. So, and then I said, I'll come back to that. Here's kind of the backstory. First of all, this whole concept started with a small idea. It wasn't really, hey, I have an idea, let's build a gym. It was, let's build a spin studio. Well, maybe we'll add yoga to that. But we really did our research, and again, I'm stressing this because as a small business, to start a business, you really have to do your homework. But we did the research and looked at the demographics, looked at what works, and a boutique facility doesn't work in a small demographic like Seaford, Delaware. A full-service, self-service fitness center doesn't necessarily work standalone, or it could work, but it doesn't. It's not a great model if everybody else is doing it in Seaford, Delaware. So what we did is we put a boutique inside of a full-service fitness to try to serve everybody and make it affordable for everybody. And we created an atmosphere that, like I said before, is comfortable for people that don't normally want to go to a gym. But it's also, it's very inviting, and it also feels a little bit like more than what we could afford. And we didn't take a lot to do that. It just took some creative architecture work when we built it. So that's kind of how it developed, and it went from being a small boutique to a full-service facility. We have 30 employees, I'm sorry. There's a economic development component to this as well. Besides just employing people, we happen to pick the Nylon Capital Shopping Center for our location. If you've read the DuPont stories, you know a little bit about the Nylon Capital. If you're from Western Sussex, you know it. It was once a thriving center. Today, it's barely thriving. We thought if we could be the seed for economic development in that center, that others would follow, and we've been aggressively working that with many of you here in this room to try to make something good happen on that end of Seaford. And I truly believe that it will. So we really want to be totally part of the fabric of the community. And what we need is for you to come check it out. Thanks.
At this time, we have just a couple of minutes for a brief questions or any comments from anyone from the audience. If you have a question or comment, please raise your hand, and Brenda, Kara will walk around, and Lois. So please raise your hand if you have a question.
Hi, Rob.
Hello.
How do you incorporate yoga into this?
We have a yoga program that's scheduled throughout the week, and then we also have a program called Body Flow, which is it's a licensed program through Les Mills that is a combination of yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi. And I've actually done it.
So we're talking about a traditional yoga?
Yes, there is a traditional yoga, and we're actually looking for instructors or even to train our instructors to do some of the more unique versions of yoga, like hot yoga or bar, or, again, I don't know what they are, but I can say them.
So you have the exercise and the meditation part, right?
Yes. Yep, a lot of people go right from the team training room into a body flow or a yoga to kind of
Slow down.
slow down.
Okay. Thank you.
We have a specific room for yoga and body flow that's very meditative.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking a question I could answer.
Are you looking forward to a second location?
At this time, we haven't really even ventured to see if this is scalable. We did it for the community, and once we get kind of through the startup pains, then we can see if that's really an option. It is a unique model to this area. There are other gyms around the country that are doing similar things, but it is unique to the area.
I have a
Thanks.
question.
Rob, you didn't mention seniors, and the graying of Delaware rapidly would indicate that that's a pretty good size component and demographic for you, especially in Seaford and Bridgeville. What are you doing in the seniors area?
Here's the cool thing. We don't have to do anything specific. This training zone that we have is really, when you come in there, it doesn't matter if you can bend over and touch touch your toes, or bend over and touch your knees, if even that. It's adaptable. I can go through the same exercise routine that somebody that's 80 years old and can hardly bend over. The trainers adapt it to what you're able to do, and you gradually build up. We've already had a lot of folks going through this program that are more gray than I, and what they've seen as far as results is a lot of increased mobility, a lot of strength building, and quite frankly, one of the things that motivated my wife and I to do this, besides the initial idea of a spin studio, is we've kind of made a commitment to each other to be able to, when we get in our 80s, we want to be able to take care of ourselves. We want to be able to move around and have the strength and not have to count on somebody to pick us up every time we fall. And I've gone through that with family members, and we want to avoid that.
Okay,
Hi, Bob. How did you fund Body and Soul?
We funded it through private sources. It's been quite a venture as far as getting it up and running, but we've got it there now. But we did not go to the bank yet for anything. We've done it all through private borrowing.
Rob, I have a question. Congratulations. I have had the opportunity to visit and take a tour of your new location. One of the things that touched the top of my brain cell, if you will, when I went there was, why this location?
We searched everything in Seaford, and we kind of had two choices. One was to go out to the highway where all the retail is in Seaford. The other was to go west Seaford, closer to all the rooftops. We chose to go closer to the rooftops because people tend to want to get there and get back really easily, and the highway is so congested. That was one part of the decision. The other part truly was, what can we do to become a seed in the center to make better things happen in West Seaford?